This is take 2. What is a temperature blanket? This is my temperature blanket. I'm still working on it. This blanket I started in January of 2023. And right now we're in November of 2023, so I'm almost done with it. So what is a temperature blanket? It's nothing new. It's been around for a long time, and I feel like it's kind of starting to make a comeback. It's a year-long project. Well, it can be as long as you want it to be, but typically it's a year-long project, and each row of your blanket represents a day. I'm just gonna share my experience. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I'm just gonna tell you what I have done and take what you want with that and run with it. So what I did was I made a chart with the different temperature ranges, and I can show you. What I used was a notebook, just a regular dollar store notebook and a pen. I wrote out the type of yarn that I was using, or that I am using. It's the Caron 1 pound yarn inspiration, hook size 5, medium weight. I just put all my information that I could for my yarn and about the project on this little page to help keep me organized. The next step was I wrote out my temperature ranges. For example, I did 0 to 35 is this white color, 36 to 45 is Fig, 46 to 55 is Canal, the blue color, 56 to 65 is Succulent green, 66 to 75 is the Faded Brick orange, 76 to 85 is Sunflower yellow, 86 to 105 is the Claret red. I also wrote down the website of where I can go to look up historical temperatures. Say I forgot to write down a temperature. Here, this is January 1st. I did it by weeks. So this was the first week of January, second week of January, third week of January. I just write down the date, the temperature, and then the color of yarn that I used. That's just my layout. So yes, wonderground.com is a weather site where you can check out the high temperature, the low temperature, and then the daily average. Some people do the daily average. Me personally, I felt like if I was to do that based on my location here in the Pacific Northwest, if I was to go with the daily average, I would not have very much color contrast in my blanket. It would have been like all white or all blue. I wanted this. This is turning out exactly how I wanted it to. Spring and summer, high temperatures, fall and winter, low temperatures. It gave me a nice like contrast. I got to use all my colors this year. I love it. You can do just the high temperatures, you can do just the low temperatures, you can do average, you can do a mix up kind of like what I did. Whatever you want to get, you know, that color variation. You can do a spreadsheet, you can organize it. I'm sure there's better ways to organize it. This is just how my brain works. I just write it out, little daily log, and that's how I track my work, my rows, and I do a little check mark for when it's done. Sometimes I would get busy and I would just write down the temperature and then I wouldn't be able to get to it, so I'd have to go back and then check it off to make sure that it was done. Something that's optional, but I did this with my blanket, and actually it's my daughter's blanket. I'm making it for my daughter. I was pregnant when I started it, and this was, let's see, January, February, March. I put a yellow row in for my daughter. This represents her birthday. If you want to put, you know, something that you're celebrating, maybe a holiday, anniversary, birthday, something that you want to one day look back and remember, you'll have it. While we're talking about the different months, if you want, you can add dividers or borders to separate the months so that you know which month is which, like January, February, March. I didn't want to put a border on. I didn't like how it looked. I like my blanket as it is. And yeah, no borders. It's a free spirit blanket. I love it so much. I can't wait for it to be done. For yarn, get yarn that you would anticipate having to reorder or go to the store and pick up. I had seven different colors that I worked with. And I did not use all, like the full thing of yarn. Like I only used the red a couple times. So I still have leftover red. However, the purple, so I'm in the Pacific Northwest, and 36 to 45 degrees was the purple fig color. It was the most used. Maybe it was blue. No, it's purple. It's a tie between purple or blue. I'm pretty sure it was the purple. I went completely through and I had to go buy a second one, which is fine because they had it. And yeah, I would just suggest using yarn that you would be able to get again. I try to be as consistent with my blanket as I can. I try to do it every day. Sometimes I will miss a day, so I'll do like 3 rows one day, and then I'll be consistently every day, and then I'll miss a day because I get busy or whatever, and I have to spend time making up those days. You know, whatever, it's life, it happens. However you get it done, maybe you want to pick just one day out of the week that you have time and do all 7 rows in a week. So yeah, get yourself a notebook, a pen, figure out your temperature range, get some fun yarn, and decide what pattern you want to do with your temperature blanket. I just did a half crochet stitch. It's clean, looks nice, shows the contrast, it's easy. I consider myself like a beginner. I learned crocheting from my mom and my grandma when I was like just like a little kid, and I haven't done it in years. And I just decided one day, I was like, oh, let me do some crocheting. And I decided, I came across temperature blankets and was like, okay, I'll try that. And I really had to prepare myself to do that because a year-long project, that's a lot. That's a lot. And I'm almost done, so I'm very proud of myself. It's turning out awesome. It's a lot bigger than what I expected. I probably shouldn't have made it this big, but you know, one day my daughter will love it and appreciate it, I hope. You know, if a temperature blanket seems like too much work for you, like tracking, maybe you don't have access to get the daily temperature or record it, you can always do a mood blanket. It's kind of the same concept. You crochet a row every day, but instead of using the temperature, you pick a color that reflects on a mood that you have. And you can do the same thing. You can write out a little chart of moods, all the different moods that you want listed, and pick a color that you're gonna assign to that mood. And however you're feeling that day, if you're feeling funky, do yellow. If you're happy, do pink. If you're sad, do blue. If you're angry, do red. Whatever you want to do. And that could be really interesting. At the end of the year, you can look back and see your mood for the year. I kind of want to do that. That'd be cool. Maybe not. I don't know. It's endless. The possibilities with a temperature blanket. You can do so many different things. But we'll post another video when I'm done in December, the end of December. I'll be done with my blanket and you can see the final product. Thank you so much for watching. And if you do a blanket, good luck to you. Stay motivated and you got this.